Hi TCA, I'm Mindy Wheat and I am here to give you another tip. So one thing that I do with students, especially students that struggle, but it is also really awesome with students that are doing really good in school, is do lots and lots and lots of repetition. Students need to review concepts in order to master them. They cannot be expected to be taught it and mastered it the next day. So you really want to make sure you review it until they show mastery, and mastery means they can do it almost in their sleep without thinking. So I always explain it to my students. I want you to read that word like you read your name. So automatic without having to sound it out or think about it. So for example, some of the ways that teachers do review in fun and engaging ways is to do games. They include and incorporate a lot of games into the curriculum and into the packets, and some of the curriculum that curriculum writers make, they also incorporate a lot of games. So I highly encourage you to do the games. Don't skip the games. I know they seem like fluff and a little bit of fun, but it's really important for the kids to have fun, but also just for the kids to get the review in a different way than just a paper and a pencil. So if you're doing Sing Spell, do the games. Do the letter cluster, pick a sound. That's just like Go Fish, but you can do that with anything. If you have any other program and you're doing flashcards, just make 2 of them and then do Go Fish, or any kind of memory game using the cards. You can also do bingo. Bingo is another super common and popular game that is really out there in a lot of programs. You want to do that as well. Now, another thing that makes games really fun, besides that they're engaging, they're also multisensory. Almost all of my review activities, I really try and incorporate a multisensory approach. So I really want to make sure that I am incorporating their eyes, that I want the kids to see it, hear it, and feel it somehow. So that's using their visual, auditory, and kinesthetic or tactile modalities. So one of my most favorite things is flashcards. Yeah, wah. Flashcards kind of seem boring, but flashcards are really engaging. They're visual. I'm requiring them to talk about it, so they're hearing themselves, so that's auditory. And I'm also incorporating gestures, which makes it more kinesthetic. So for example, if I was doing this with some students, they would see this and automatically say consonant clusters are 2 or more adjacent letters that make only one sound. And they're actually doing the hand motions with me, and they're the ones trying to talk. They're the ones doing all the talking, so I don't have to. And then these ones, they just review. TH mother, TH thimble, NG king, CK truck. And then we come to another one that's a concept, a definition I want them to learn, and gestures are incorporated. An open syllable ends in one vowel. An open accented syllable, the vowel is long. Long vowels say their name, and you're going to code it with a macron. So again, I'm trying to get them to do big movements with their arm. An example is me. Closed syllables end in at least one consonant after one vowel. If a vowel in a closed syllable is short, code it with a breathe. Example, met. And these are the vowels that you would find in a closed syllable. And I mix these up within the deck. And then now we're to a vowel pair. Vowel pairs have 2 adjacent vowels. Treat each one with loving care. Book, And when I teach them the gestures, I do it without the cards, because like that one's kind of tricky to do with cards. So book, feet, E, 3, E. And a syllable. A syllable is a word or part of a word made with one opening of the mouth. A syllable has only one vowel sound. And we do this enough that students can eventually describe what a syllable is to me. A base word is a plain word with nothing added to it. They love doing that. They love shaking their fists at me. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters added to the end of a base word. And then we talk about examples. Consonant suffix less. Like an example of that is sleeveless, and it means without. Consonant suffix ness, darkness, so we flip off the switch, and it means the quality of. Consonant suffix s, tips, and it means more than one. Vowel suffix ing, singing, and it means happening now. Consonant suffix ful, think full, and it means full of. And a derivative is just a base word plus a suffix. And those are some examples of how I do a review all the time, using flashcards, that's the visual, the auditory, requiring the kids to do the talking. I just flip through the cards silently, and they're also incorporating the gestures in there. And if they forget, I just start doing the gestures and immediately they remember. Another way to do gestures in another subject area that's not reading would be writing. Right before you start doing, let's say, expository writing assignment, you would just review what is an expository writing. Instead of having you as a teacher up there going wah 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 wah, say something where you're doing gestures, and every time you do it, you just do the gestures, and eventually you do the gestures without you talking and only the kids talking. So for example, if I was going to do expository writing, I would do openers grab the attention of the reader, then you must state your idea, add the details, state your next idea, add the details, and then wrap it up. So that would be a way that every time right before we do it, we do grab, state, details, and wrap it up. And that would be a quick review for writing. Another way to do a review is to have a fun, tactile experience for the kids. This is really good for kids to sense the texture. I have this really super colorful sand, but you could do it with salt, you could do it with sugar, you could do it just out in the backyard in the sandbox or at the beach. So this allows kids to write, and it leaves a little bit of an imprint for where they're at. And that way they're not just writing on a table and not seeing what they wrote to see if it's right. And then you can give them feedback as well. So this is a way that I have kids write words and write sounds. So I might say ing, and then the kids would have to write I, N, G in the thing. Or I might ask them to write, divide your board in fours, and can you write 4 ways to write the sound E. So then they write E, E dash E. It's really hard to do on a slant. E A, or E E. And those are 4 of the most common ways to write the sound E. Another way for doing an engaging review is also to do skywriting. If you have kids using their arm in a strong, straight way, I also have them cross over, so it's engaging this other side of their brain. So I have them cross over with the other arm. So whichever arm they write with, that's the arm that they stick out straight. I have it super straight. I always say your arm is in a cast from shoulder all the way to fingertip. Nothing bends. You need to keep it super strong, and this uses gross motor skills, which is often neglected in a lot of reviews and in class assignments. I put their hand on the shoulder so they can feel the muscle, and they get really tired doing this, which is really good because I like kind of wearing them out physically as well. So I might say, can you write the letter I? And then they just review and write the letter I. And so I have them state the name and review the stroke descriptions. So if I'm teaching them cursive, this is a really great way. So like if I'm doing R, it would be, and of course I'd have them standing up, but I don't want to disappear from the screen. So then R would be swing up, stop, slant, down, release, and then they do that 3 times where they're naming it. R, swing up, stop, slant, down, release. R, swing up, stop, slant, down, release. And that really is engaging them because they're verbally saying it, they're seeing the letter because I always have it written up, and they're hearing themselves and feeling it. Songs are another awesome way to review, playing songs. That's why Sing Spell and so many other curriculums out there have songs incorporated into it. Don't skip the songs. When students are saying apple, that's again another review. We want them to do it, and a lot of kids really learn and remember things when there's a pattern or a rhythm put to it. Like, I still remember my mom teaching me how to spell banana, because I could never remember how many A's, how many N's, or any of them doubled, or any, like, I don't know, I just couldn't remember. And then she taught me a cheer, B-A-N-A-N-A-S, go, bananas. And still to this day, whenever I write bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. And then if it's only one, I just erase the S. But anyways, it's really helped me. So if you see that stuff in your curriculum, use it, utilize it, and don't skip over it. Your students really need it, and they really benefit from it. And teachers, we can always tell when students are given that repetition and that practice at home that they need. So again, thank you for listening, and this was just a quick video on review using the multisensory ways and making it fun and engaging for students.